Well, hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Lincoln Park. Here we got September the 30th, 2025. Once again, we've arrived at a great moment in time here. The last day of September, we're going to head up to Wrigley Field before the first game of the wild card series, the Cubs versus the Padres. I'm not going in the game. I'm not rich enough or choose not to spend my money on other things besides going in there. I'll list it on the radio, but I do enjoy, since we usually stream here at the noon hour here, I do enjoy heading up to Wrigley Field. It's such a festive time there, and I would go to Sox parks if the Sox were in the playoffs too. We're just heading up this way. But hey, T-Lime, T-Time, Scott G, Jessica Ward, hey, thanks for tuning in there. Sheridan, Doug, yeah, I know Doug's a Cubs fan there. Dougie Fresh there, how you doing there? Scott G. Yeah, let's go up and, it'll take us a half an hour, 40 minutes to get up there. I've already planned I'm going to go over my usual hour streaming here. If I have to work later tonight, that's fine with me. We'll head up Clark Street. We just left Fullerton there, so we got a ways to go to get up to Addison, but we'll head up to Wrigleyville and see if people are starting to get ready for the game there. Cubs versus the Padres. I think it's a 2:08 start time. Prince, how you doing there? Thanks everybody there. Thanks for tuning in. What a beautiful day here. We got like upper 70s. Not a cloud in the sky besides the contrails. Hey, pita bowl. What is this? Falafel Med Kitchen. So this CM chicken, fries, chicken and fries. So this is new to me. I remember when this was a head shop, but here, right next to House of Wings here, House of Wing. This is Arlington and House of Wings, Arlington and Clark here, across from the Gaslight. Yeah, we walked down some of these streets this morning, and hey, and really Julie Reed there, how you doing there? And Krista Sheridan, Prince, thanks everybody there. Yeah, let's head up to Wrigleyville. I had to check. I was like, did I just go up to Wrigleyville? But that was a month ago. It was over a month ago. We went up for when Milwaukee was in town, and the Cubs took 3 out of 5, even though the Milwaukee won the division. Cubs got the wild card there, and that's why they're playing today. Yeah, what time we got here? 12:08, so 2 hours from now, 2:08 in the PM is going to be the start time for the Cubs game against the Padres later today. I'm not going to go into the game. I'm just going to walk around Wrigleyville before, kind of get to feel the crowd there. Hey, we saw these skeletons this morning there. I don't know what this moving truck's doing there. But hey, Tin Lizzie's got the window open. No, they don't. I spoke too soon. They got the turtle races. I was hoping they had the window open. We'll see windows open once we get to Wrigleyville. Yeah. Margie, how you doing there? Yeah, this is United States of America, Chicago. You ever hear a little town called Chicago? Thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, we're on Clark Street. We're heading up to a baseball game. There's a playoff game between the Chicago Cubs and the San Diego Padres. And they're going to have that at Wrigley Field there. We'll go by Frank's here. We'll go by the... hey, here's a skateboard and motorcycle. There's a Cubs fan. It's heading the wrong direction there. There's the Lurie Children's Outpatient Center here, Clark Street, Lincoln Park, Chicago, Illinois. Yeah. So here, I noticed all the delivery trucks are out. It was funny on Fullerton. There was 3 of them in a row. It was like, it's like the delivery trucks were double parked in front of the delivery trucks. That would be awesome if the FedEx would block in the Amazon. Hey, here's the Kayla Modern Greek, the Greek restaurant right here. You can sit on the sidewalk here. Go past Collectivo Coffee. Yeah, it's a nice day there. Yeah, Lincoln Park. There's the Coke Depot coffee. Man, that bus was loud. But what a beautiful day. We got sunshine, upper 70s. What a good day for a ball game. Anita, how you doing? Yeah, Anita, I got your message. Thanks for that. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, I have concerns as well, but you know me, I'm a bleeding heart. And yeah, I don't, you know, I can't choose my friends choose me. You know, I know I appreciate you. You're always got good wisdom there, and I appreciate your input there. And so we'll figure out what to do. I always delay making changes, as you know. But hey, thankfully, Anita, my leg's feeling a little better. I don't know if you can notice it in my voice. Maybe I'm walking a little bit faster. It was bothering me for some reason a lot yesterday, and it's better now. And I wonder if the injury goes all the way back to 2 weeks ago when there's the Cubs banner from the car. Those pigeons were chasing me on LaSalle Street, and I was trying to film the pigeons, and then I slipped. I slipped on the muck, and I probably hyperextended my leg, and that's what led to... It probably was injured when I was on the site visits last week, and then I wore those work boots, and for whatever reason that made it worse. And I noticed it when I got back to Chicago. That's why I didn't stream much over the weekend. And well, I was also tired and lazy and wanted to rest up. There's Floyd's Barbershop on Clark Street here, heading up to Wrigley Field. Got the first game of the Cubs Padres series starting here. The game time's 2:08. We're not going in the game. I'm just going to walk around Wrigleyville before. We got about a half an hour to get up there. There, we got the light. Hey, we'll go past Wiener Circle. We were here earlier this morning because I worked from home this morning. We saw the sunrise. That was nice. Yeah, I know. It's hard, Julie Reed. I know. I'm seeing what's ahead of me. I know my father deals with his aches and pains, and he's getting up there, and I'm like, I'm not far behind him there. You know, starting to get my own aches and pains and old war wounds here. Affordable portables. I bought a futon here. It's gone, baby, gone. But yeah, good afternoon, Anita there. Yeah, it's old age. Thanks, Anita. Well, hey, thanks for. I appreciate you looking out for me. Look at this little place back here. This used to be Burritos, and then it was tried to be Art of India, but that didn't make it either. Here's Taiyaki. There's Wiener Circle here. Sun's out, buns out. They put birthday messages. Hey, he's going to Wiener Circle there. Stop here after the game. Hey, you buy gold. You're selling gold. They buy gold. Hey, Clark Pond. Here's the Christian Science reading room here. What's on your mind? Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff on my mind. There's the McDonald's there. Hey, the rain, how you doing there? Yeah, I already ate food there. Thanks for being concerned about my well-being here. Bird's eye chicken. There's the post office. There you can see, look at that building. We saw that this morning. This is where the Ferris wheel used to be. That's 7 stories tall there. And Hotel Covent, they renovated this. This was a single room occupancy men's residence, just like that sign says. Now that's a ghost sign. They renovated it. I'm sure they jacked up the rents. I'm not for sure what's going on with the Covent Hotel, but behind it, maybe that was part of the deal. They had a lot back there, and they're building a 7-story residential building. Dolores there, tea time. Yeah, I gotta say, I got some food. There's the artwork here. So once we get to Diversey, we'll be exactly a mile south of, is that right? A mile and a half. A mile and a half south of Wrigley Field. Belmont is a mile south of Addison, so I can usually walk a mile and a half in about a half an hour. We'll head straight up Clark Street. And I didn't want to get up there too early because, you know, I could have hopped on a divvy bike and rode right up there and almost been up to Wrigley Field already. But it's going to take, since it's an afternoon game, a lot of people will be running up there after lunch to try to head to the field there. So if you just joined here, we're in Lincoln Park. We're on Clark Street across from Happy Lamb Hot Pot. We're heading up to Wrigleyville. Cubs play the Padres 2:08. I'm not going in the game. We'll just walk around there from like 12:45 to 1:30. And about 1:30-ish, 1:40, if people were starting to head in the game. I don't know what this truck's doing. I guess it's trying to make a turn here. And the car's backing up there. It's hard to make a turn there. I'm amazed that truck's even, I guess it's trying to get to the Target loading dock here. I'll probably hop on a divvy bike and try to make it back to my place before 2 so I can listen to the game on the radio and work this afternoon. So we'll have a longer lunch and I'll work longer today from home here. So if I'm not right on at 5 o'clock tonight, understand that my evening live streaming might be pushed back because we're streaming right now and we're going to go longer at lunch. It's just the way things work. But hey, this seems to be the most interesting thing happening today, unless there's something else in the news I missed. And thanks again for everybody supporting Ernie. Ernie was detained by ICE, even though he's a U.S. citizen. And they roughed him up, but they let him go after 5 minutes after he had to prove to them he was a citizen with the Social Security card. They wouldn't take his real ID, which we're all just baffled. We thought that was part of the real ID. You had to prove you. I guess you don't need to be a U.S. citizen to get a driver's license, but, you know, I think it's, maybe that's why. Here, but here we're at the 5-way intersection of Diversey, that's Clark, Broadway, and that's Diversey heading towards the lake. Here's the Diversey Hotel, Hotel Versey, and where that Urban Outfitters used to be down there is now the Barnes & Noble bookstore. You should be able to cross here. They moved to TJ Maxx. It used to be over there. Now it's over here, over the Blue Mercury. We'll go by the Century Mall here. Just wait across here. We got the light. Now we got the light. We'll cross the Versey. You got that little sculpture there. We'll head straight up Clark Street to Wrigleyville. What time we got? 12:18. So we should be up there by 12:45, at least in Wrigleyville, if we're not all the way to Wrigley Field by then. Old-fashioned popcorn. It's closed. Lucky Cat. Lucky Cat's open. There's the Jimmy John's. Here's the Century Mall. I'll get out in the street a little bit so you can see the facade. We're waiting for this bike rider to go by here. They got a movie theater at the top. They saved this facade. It was its own theater. You know, just like, I don't know if it was Ballabon and Cats that ran it or somebody else there. But look at this. It's almost like Spanish revival. Look at the, I call that the peppermint candy cane columns. Spanish culture would do those a lot. But of course, this is a Renaissance revival style. It's an American architect copying the European Renaissance revival styles. Here's Clark Street. Now we're in Lakeview. Now this neighborhood's called Lakeview. Once you cross Diversey, you're no longer in Lincoln Park, and they call this Lakeview. There we're seeing more Cubs fans starting to head up towards Wrigley Field. Here's all the movies they play. The movie theater's now playing. Five Nights Freddy #2. The Lost Bus. Eternity. Tron. There's another Tron movie. What's that? One battle after another. Yeah, okay. That's the story of Hollywood. One battle after another. Maybe the U.S. government too. Here's look at these beautiful facades here on Clark Street. Classic storefront facades here. There's Gramophone Records. Gramophone Records is a very important vinyl record shop in Chicago. A lot of EDM, hip hop, and Chicago house music. Chicago house music DJs get their records there, used to. Gramophone Records. We lost Wax Tracks and some of the other ones. We lost a lot of stuff. But here's a few storefronts here on Clark Street still. We'll go by Tuk Tuk. Hey, I'm missing all the comments there. You live in Belgium? Tea-lime tea time. Hey, Belgium, that's great. Thanks for tuning in there. I know you've been tuning in a lot in the rain. McRae, how you doing there? Yeah, Nenny, how you doing there? You must be in UK. Tea-lime tea time. Yeah, so D. Michael's on to something. It's the European time zone there. D. Michael. Bomaro. Yeah, the bullies. The bullies are out. Yeah, ice. 7 hours difference, yeah. So tea-lime tea time. I appreciate you watching with the time difference. I know it's getting late at night. May, that tunes in from England, has the same problem. That's the good thing about YouTube. If you miss a live stream, like if you gotta go to bed or it's getting too late, if you miss the end part of this live stream, you could check it tomorrow. You can go to the live tab on YouTube. The full recorded live stream is there for you to watch at your convenience. And I know you won't be able to comment in real time, but if you need to message me, you can leave a comment, and eventually, it takes me a while, eventually I try to get back to all the comments, see what people say, and respond to people. And like poor Ernie yesterday, he was trying to message me on Sunday that he was detained by ICE, and like a dummy, I didn't get the message until Monday. And that's my own fault. What if Ernie was sitting in jail all weekend? I need to pay attention to that. Here's Mount Sinai resale shop here. We're on Clark Street. We've gone inside there. It's an amazing amount of stuff here. That's where the Duke of Perth used to be. The Duke of Perth moved to Broadway, just a block over that way if you go down Surf. That was the bunny wreaths, the cuddle bunnies right there. Mount Sinai resale shop. I would go in there, but we've got to get up to Wrigley Field here. Here's the iguana mural on the side of the building here, Clark Street. Clark and Oakdale, Lakeview, Chicago. Lakeview's the neighborhood. Hey, Michael Anderson's tuning in there. Naya Papaya. Yeah, we got the whole band back together here. Yeah, let's go see what's happening in Wrigleyville here. Yeah, it looks 3D. Put on the glasses. This is true augmented reality. It's like being John Malkovich. You're inside my head. Ah. Who is that guy? Who is this? Hey, let's go to Jake's. Let's go to Jake's Pub. Yeah, they're flying the Bears flag and the Cubs flag. Yeah, go to Jake's. Oakdale. Yeah, look at these nice balconies they added to this. Yeah, look at that beautiful facade there. I modeled that building in 3D. We were working on this development years ago. Hey, Clark Street. There, apartments for rent. 2936 here. Got the art gallery. Arc de Triomphe framing gallery here. Just service. Hey, look at how they make use of those balconies. They got those big, wide, deep balconies. Watch the street traffic on Clark Street. Oh, here comes sirens. You know, we're in Chicago. We hear the sirens. Oh, it was an ambulance. It's going down Halstead. So we're heading north on Clark Street. We're heading up to Wrigleyville area because the Cubs play the Padres 2:08. I'm not going in the game there. I'm just going to walk around, see the pregame festivities, and then I'll head home to work this afternoon and listen to the game on the radio there. Hey, they got the Halloween stuff at four-sided here. Get all your Halloween stuff. Wow, look at that. They got the Black Cat, Witch's Door. Look at all this stuff they got. Get your broom soda, your witch's potions, the Book of Forgotten Witches, yeah. So here, let's go to Benny's Beverage Depot. This is Wellington, Clark Street here. Let's head up this way. So this Benny's, it looks like a castle. And I don't know what, I could either research what this building was before that. Maybe Jennifer, you should eat knows. I need to, because I don't think Benny's built this. I think they just adapted or used it. Yeah. Julie's tuning in there. Yeah, Julie Reed. Yeah, Naya's got the baby boy. Baby boy's getting big. That's been over a year ago. It's amazing how time flies there. Yeah. Michael Anderson, thanks for tuning in there. Maine. Jessica, yeah, Halloween stuff. You see it? No, well, you must have told a witch joke to Ernie there. Yeah, well, that's thanks for watching Ernie there. Yeah, thanks everybody for your support for Ernie there. And I asked him if it was okay for me to post that video with me running into him yesterday there in front of City Hall, and he said, yeah, spread the word. And Darren Monroe might interview him because, you know, it just, I don't understand it. Why do we got to go through this? He's a U.S. citizen. They slammed him up against the hood of the car. I believe him, you know, and just because he filled a profile in a certain demographic. It shows you this is affecting certain neighborhoods in this city more than the others, and we know which ones they are, and we know why it is, because they are racially profiling, as we knew they would. And how could you not? You know, and these are the mental gymnastics we're forced to go through, and I'm not going to defend the policies of this administration. That's part of the reason we're already seeing censorship on TikTok. I'm sure there'll be censorship on this. Corporations are not required to give us First Amendment free speech rights, even Alphabet Google. But here's Clark Dog, beef burgers and Phillies, and hopefully it'll make us all think about the relationship we have with corporations. And every time you own a stock, you know, do you believe in the ideals of that company, that stock you're buying? You know, it has to go beyond just boycotting. You know, our 401ks are tied to investing in corporations ruining democracy, and if they don't think it's ruining democracy, I don't know what country they're living in. They're getting all the profits. That's why they don't think it's ruined. They think it's not going to affect them, but it affects Ernie, and it affects us in Chicago here. So here we're waiting for the light here. It's always a long light. Yeah, let's cross over here. We'll go over to this is Clark Street. We're crossing there. Downtown's that way. Wrigley Field's that way. We got 12:27 in the PM. Let's see what's happening before the Cubs game here. Thanks for tuning in here. Hey, 182 people here. A lot of people are tuning in to see what Wrigley Field looks like before the... Hey, there I am. See, look at that hippie. Look at that hippie with the tie-dye shirt. Here, let's go up this way. It's a little shorter going that way, but it's a little bit more interesting walk here. We'll go by where they used to show the Blue Man Group, but the Blue Man Group stopped in Chicago. And there, we'll cross the street here. At least I'll be on this side. They just repaved Halstead. This is Halstead looking north. Of course, Boystown's all this way. We'll come back up here at the end of the month, end of October. They'll have the Halloween parade. The last 2 years we covered the Halloween parade. Of course, New York City has one in Greenwich Village. Chicago tries to keep up with having their own Halloween parade here in Boystown, North Halstead. Such a fun time. People outdo themselves with the costumes. I get to act like a news reporter there and just film it. Here's the Briar Street Theater. This is where the Blue Man Group used to perform. They don't perform here now, so I have no idea what's going to happen to this building. I don't even think it's being used for any other productions. And you see the pylons there. That's Boystown, historically gay neighborhood in Chicago, like the Castro in San Francisco or the Village in New York City. Chicago, historically. Now the LGBTQ community is more diverse, spread around the whole city. It's not just on the north side. People moved out to the burbs and certain sides of the city. And some people in the LGBTQ community never lived up here anyway. They always lived south side, west side, wherever else. And there was historically a concentration of, that's why they call it Boystown. It was the original urban gay community in Chicago that most cities had in the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. And it's still here. I mean, there's still nightclubs here. It's still nice bars and restaurants, and they got the historical stuff. A lot of good restaurants. And pretty, but it's still the north side of Chicago with all the trappings of the north side of Chicago. Expensive rent, homogenous, too many white people. We get it. And I say that as a white person. Here's I love this building. Look at that. So here this is Belmont. So now we're on Belmont here, Lakeview, Chicago. That's a realty corporation there. Pokey. That used to be the manhole. Hey, the Brown Elephant Resale Shop on the bottom, Rag Stop on the top. So if you like thrift shops, resale shops, right here in Lakeview, you got several options, not just rag stock. You got the Brown Elephant, and then you also got the Mount Sinai Resale Shop. And there's some other ones further west in the neighborhood. The Belmont aligns with the Belmont stop on the red, purple, and brown lines, which is that way. We're going to head up Clark Street. Looks like there's some police activity on this corner, so I didn't expect this. And maybe there was here comes some blue lights here. So this is the corner of Belmont and Clark, Lakeview, Chicago, where that Target is. That used to be the alley. And we'll see which way we get the light here. There goes the police. Are heading out here. There, the left turns there. There we go. We got the light here. So this is Clark Street, Belmont. That heads to the train station there. The police were just there. There were 3 police vehicles, but they all just left. So strands. Look at it. So they built this. The only thing to go in is the Fifth Third Bank on the bottom. The top was supposed to be a grocery store, build to suit. Rumor had it was supposed to be an Amazon Prime grocery store. Amazon must not have exercised its option to locate there. And so now it's a big empty, big box retail with nobody, and the developer probably is losing money. But we'll see what happens here. We'll cross, and it's all thanks to Jeff Bezos. He's got so much money, he's chosen not to go in that amazing location across from Target here. There, nice classic storefronts, Chicago Dental Studio, Clark Street, north of Belmont, Chicago, Illinois, Lakeview neighborhood. We're heading to Wrigleyville. Thanks for staying on here. Yeah, it's all Jeff's fault. I like blaming Jeff Bezos for things that even he probably didn't have any control over. Yeah, great minds. Yeah, thanks, McCrae, for the good information there. I know you know more about it than I do. I need all the help I can get with people filling the details, or if I generalize or gloss over things. Yeah, that's it. And that's it. Historically, it was more affordable, and it was a critical mass of gay men where they looked after each other, and people tolerated it. See, it's a big thing about society. You don't have to agree with everybody's lifestyle, but we have to learn to tolerate other people's lifestyles, and that's including me, and that's the hardest thing to do. I often bring up the Amish, and why do I bring up the Amish? That's, to me, it's an alternative lifestyle that's different than the mainstream. You got to respect it, even if you don't understand the religion or what it does to the kids, or technology. Same with the hippies. That was an alternative lifestyle. Not everybody agreed with it. Not everybody can live in a commune. Not everybody wants to live in a commune. Namely, kids that grew up on a commune don't want to live on a commune. Here's Chicago Comics. Hey, look at that beautiful storefront there. But you never know. Different strokes for different folks. People experiment with different styles of living. We don't have to be this homogenous monoculture where everybody's Ozzie and Harriet and has their suburban beaver cleaver house with the white picket fence and 2.5 kids and the nuclear family. That's not the way most people's families are. Hey, jiu-jitsu, 3260 Clark Street. So tolerance, flexibility, that's the hard part, especially in these times we're living in now. But hey, thanks for the good info there. Yeah. Commune kid, hey, free child, there you go. I grew up in a cult. I grew up in a religious cult, so hey, positive, negatives, everything. At least I didn't have to drink the Kool-Aid, and I'm not making light of that. Some people really died for the religion. We're talking about Jonestown. But here's school in Aldine here. We're heading up towards Wrigley Field, 12:35, so trust me. In less than 10 minutes, we will be in Wrigleyville. We'll be seeing Cubs fans, and we'll be walking towards this Wrigley Field Stadium, ballpark, a true American ballpark where they're having the first game of the wild card series against the Padres. The Chicago Cubs play the Padres. 2:08 game time. Hey, I even looked up the pitcher. Let's see if I get it right here. Got to get out. So what time we got here? We got 12:36. See if I still got it on my phone here. I had it already. There we go. Cubs and Vail lineup. So here, Matthew Boyd will be the Cubs starting pitcher against the Padres veteran Nick Pivetta. Cubs lineup. That was released by the Marquee Network here, Cubs official site here. Michael Bush, first base, batting first. Nico Horner, second base. Number 2, Ian Happ, left field, number 3. Number 4, Kyle Tucker, designated hitter. Number 5, Seiya Suzuki, right field. Number 6, Carson Kelly there. Let's see, number 7, Pete Crow Armstrong, center field. Number 8, Dansby Swanson, shortstop. Number 9, Matt Shaw, third base. So there's your starting lineup. I won't read the Padres. But here, there's where the flyover of the brown line goes over the red line. There's all the new improvements. Maybe we'll get to hear the train coming by here. I hear it kind of whizzing by here. Let's see. Yeah, it's on the top there. So there's a brown line, and this is the new brown, well, relatively new in the last few years, brown line flyover. So you don't have to cross all those switches to get to the brown line that heads up to Kimball. And look how they, just like a interstate interchange, they did that left turn flyover for the L. That's new. You used to have to cross all the switches, and there was a big switching station here, and that's what they removed. And they tore down a building, moved some buildings to do this, changed all how this looks, the underneath. See, now it looks like an interstate overpass instead of the L steel columns and rebar and all that stuff. If you remember the movie on the Untouchables, the opening scene where the poor little girl gets blown up by the gangster, leaving the package in there. She goes, "Mister, mister," and she runs out. That was right there. And it shows you that they still film this, which only a few years ago, like 5 years ago, this was the old looking L tracks, which was perfect for that. It almost looks different in the movie. And they tore down all these buildings on this side so that you could see what the buildings used to look like across the way if you watched that movie. I think here we're Roscoe and Clark Street here. We're almost up to Wrigleyville here. We got 12:38. There, I'm crossing here. Easy out, parking. Easy in. This used to be a Jamaican jerk place, but now it's Hangry, so I don't know anything about. They have a Hangry here. Pick me up. This is this triangle block where Newport, Clark, and Sheffield all come together. Sheffield heads up and becomes one of the outfield street walls for Wrigley Field. Subi, how you doing there? Yeah, I'll leave before 2 p.m. Don't worry about that. I'm not going into the game, nor am I going to stay to when the game starts. We'll start seeing more Cubs fans here. What time we got here? 12:39. It's a 2:08 start time. And we'll walk all the way around the field here. We got a beautiful day. Hey, there's some skeletons. But hey, game 1 of the Cubs versus the Padres wild card series here, National League. There's Newport and Clark. So this kind of begins to me once we cross this street. We'll kind of enter Wrigleyville, which is this 2-block leading up to Wrigley Field, and then we'll walk around Wrigley Field. Hey, selling peanuts. There's the police line. Here's a nice above the door here, 3438 North Clark Street. Links Hall. Yeah, we'll see the fans there. Let's see if we can interact, feed off the energy of the crowd. People are excited. There's the, yeah, we missed it there. Train must already went by there. the police are clearing off the street. Oops. So, Clark Street, Wrigleyville, Chicago, Illinois here. We got first game of the National League wild card playing game there. The Cubs with the San Diego Padres. There's a Padres fan here, the happy camper here. Some people getting ready, the big disco ball. How you doing there? Yeah, here's the country club. So we'll go back past these places on our way back. It's kind of early, and that's why I didn't want to get up here too early before the game, because it's almost, you know, these afternoon games, people wait to the last minute, and sometimes even for playoff games they don't show up to the third inning. Yeah, thanks for giving me a thumbs up if you like this. It helps more people find this content here. Hey, Cheesy's Pub. We got our friend Cheesy sometimes. Oops, sorry. Hey, they got the bear here. Look at that, Cheesy's Pub. How you doing? Yeah, very nice. I see. Oh, sorry. How you doing? Hey, and I gotta watch where I'm walking here. Hey, here's Roadhouse 66 here, Route 66. Sit out here. Chick-fil-A. They're flying the Padres flag over there. Home away from home there. So they pretty much got the street closed off. There's a few people driving down the street and they're filming people. So I don't know what's going on. But here, let's check out this horse here. Home away from home. There's the Rabbit Hole, Hotel Suarez. There's the country club, the happy camper. I want to see this horse here. Hey, they're selling the shirts. You can sit on that horse and interact with people as they walk by. Detroit versus Cleveland already started. So they're in the top of the third. Detroit's winning 1-0. So Kevin, if you're watching there, I'm sure you're watching the Detroit. They're at Cleveland there. I'm glad Detroit made it. They lost a lot of games there at the end there. But I'm glad. Detroit deserves to be in the postseason here. So Cornelia and Clark, they had a pretty good, strong season up until the end there. Here's the old San Diego Padres. That's the old San Diego Padres flag. Look at that. Here's the stretch. So if you just joined here, we're in Chicago. We're in Wrigleyville here. We're walking up Clark Street. We're heading up towards Wrigley Field. And eat more chicken there, Chick-fil-A. This is the Stolen Saddle. They call this the Stolen Saddle. They got this great outdoor area here. And they even have a water feature. You can sit on the saddles here. They totally rebranded this with the antlers and things, this Stolen Saddle here. They still got the water feature. You can sit, hey, how you doing there? I like the saddles. That's nice. Yeah, Stolen Saddle here. You come here before and after the Cubs game here. Look, they got the skeletons. They got all the skeletons up. They decorate nice for Halloween, so they're starting to get ready, and we'll have to come back here. Usually before Halloween, the Saturday before Halloween, people dress up, and this is a pretty good party spot. It's like Nashville and Chicago. That's what we call it here. So there's Old Crow, Merkel's. Merkel's has been there for a long time. Moe's Cantina. There's Sunnyside. So some on YouTube, how you doing? Hey, that's good. Hey, Brian Lee, Chicago. That's good. Yeah, go Cubs. So there's a dispensary. Look at the size of that thing, too. Moe's Cantina. So look at all these bars. There's Sluggers. Here's HVAC. Here's all the stuff that Ricketts built, this big nondescript stuff that makes it look like Nashville. No offense to Nashville. Nashville looks better than this stuff that Ricketts built. Hey, Ricketts, are you listening? I'm sure you're listening to my channel there. Here's the tin roof. Yeah, they'll have live music here, and it is nice. You can see the backstage there. The band's right here, and as you walk by, it's really good. So after the game, I'm sure there'll be a band playing here. There's Sluggers. Hey, there's some live music over there at the HVAC. Sluggers. We got videos where we go inside. We go to the upper level. They got the batting cages. we'll just go up and walk around the field, because what time we got? 12:45. I know some of you got to go back to lunch at 1, or back to work at 1, so we got 12:45 Chicago time. Yeah, maybe someday, McRae, maybe someday. Indiana's kind of surrounded now that Ohio's legalized, and Michigan and Illinois. Can you believe, McRae, I was visiting my father, and I came back from Ohio, and we crossed the border from Ohio to Indiana, and the first billboard we saw, it was for a dispensary in Illinois, and it said, "You're only 240 miles away from this dispensary somewhere downstate Illinois." Can you believe that? And I was like, why don't you just go to Ohio? But, you know, that was the point. It was like a Buc-ee's sign, you know, only 500 miles to the next Buc-ee's. Here, Wrigley Field. Wrigley Field. All you can eat. Here, we'll cross over to the Cubby Bear here. There it is, Padres versus Cubs. 2:08 start time here. We're at Park at Addison here. There, home of the Cubs there. Friendly confines. There you go, we made it. So hey, let's see what's going on at Cubby Bear here. Let me get my ID out here. So hey, we made it here. We're in Cubby Bear here. Hey, there's some Padres fans. How you doing? Yeah, Cubby Bear. A lot of times they'll have DJs or they'll have live music in the back, but nothing's going on there. How you doing there? People go, how you doing there? Cubby Bear. Very nice. See the friendly staff here. There's the bear there. Yeah. So there's that Cleveland game. See how you can come look out the window here? They got all the Bears stuff there. Look at this great view you get. You can look right out the window there. How you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, thanks for saying hello. That's good. Look at this great view. Yeah, you can sit right here. This table's open. You can sit here and watch the Detroit right in the Cubby Bear. Have this view to Wrigley Field, the first game of the postseason here for the Cubs. Yeah, let's go back out to the street there. Let's get out. The weather's so nice here. So here's the back part, the Cubby Bear. There's the bear. Photo booth's out of order. Oh, somebody broke the photo booth. But here, there's Harry Carey. Holy cow! Let's go see the Harry Carey statue. So if you just joined me in Chicago with the Cubby Bear here. Hey, Cubs, that's good. Very nice. So hey, we'll cross over there. We'll get to the other side. And we'll walk around Wrigley Field there. There we go. Yeah, Rizzo. Let's go to Rizzo's. So here they're showing that Detroit-Cleveland game on the big screen there. Here's Clark Street. We just came up Clark Street here. So we were just in the Cubby Bear. I don't know if you can get on the roof there. There's Sluggers. There's Clark Street. There, Padres versus the Cubs, 2:08. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, how you guys doing? Hey, bring that victory home, fellas. Bring that victory home.
Yeah. I like the interaction here. It's great. So there, yeah. Clark and Addison.
Talk to me up there. Water, Gatorade,
Yeah, thanks, Michael, for helping out with the questions there. I know I was missing the questions when I was walking around. See the Addison stop on the red lines down there, so it's an easy way to get to the field. It gets crowded right before the games, as you can imagine, trying to take the train. Yeah, get your program.
$5 only. You don't want to go in with that one, folks.
Yeah. There it is.
Hey, shorty, man.
How you doing there? Padres versus the Cubs there, 2:08 game time. The security dogs are out here. Made it to the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Here's gate 3 behind the home plate. I'm not going in the game here. I'm just walking around. Figure this is the most interesting thing going on in Chicago today, besides controversial things. Even the Cubs are controversial, I'm sure. But hey, we saw some Padre fans at the Cubby Bear. Here's Gallagher Way. We're on the Clark Street side of Wrigley Field here, the left field side. And there's that guy was preaching the last time we were up here. Here's the media. How you doing? Yeah. So here's where if you got tickets, you got to need a ticket to go into Gallagher Way, but I think we can get on that balcony up there.
Your parents that should cause them to be put to death. They should be hated of all men for my name's sake, but neither shall endure.
See, freedom of speech.
Shall be saved.
You got to tolerate it.
When ye shall see abominations and desolations spoken of by Daniel the prophet.
There's the Zachary Hotel. Look, they're on the balcony there. I bet they're paying a pretty price for that balcony. There's Gallagher Way. Yeah, a bunch of people hanging out in Gallagher Way. Usually they got bands going at this time, but there's a stage. We'll see if the bands come later on. Hey, they got the pitching booth here. Here's Gallagher Way, Wrigley Field, Chicago, Illinois. We got a beautiful upper 70-degree day. And we got 12:51 in the p.m. Game time is 2:08. I'm not going in the game. I'm just walking around the outside here. We're heading up Clark Street. We're almost to Waveland. We'll take a right on Waveland and head over to Murphy's Bleachers, show you the Harry Carey statue. But first, we'll show you all the Hall of Famers with the Cubs here. And we were here last year. June 23rd, 2024, Ronnie Woo-Woo was standing next to us. We saw the unveiling of the Ryan Sandberg statue. May he rest in peace. And when Ryan was still with us there, and we got that footage there. But here's Gallagher Way, and there's Fergie Jenkins. Here's all the Chicago greats, the statues here. We'll try to get up into that Brickhouse there. We'll try to get up on that second level there. There's Fergie Jenkins. I saw Fergie Jenkins once at the spring training there in Mesa, Arizona there. There, Ernie Banks there. Let's play two. Great Ernie Banks there. Mr. Cub. Hey, they're tossing it. There's all the media. Here's all the media crowd here. People getting into the Razor room here. Some VIP stuff going on here. Get some baseball, signed baseballs or something. So there's Sweet Swinging Billy Williams there. Billy Williams. There's Ron Santo, third baseman. And there's Ryan Sandberg. There's the new Ryan Sandberg statue. Let's see if we can see it from the side here. And they're taking pictures too. The same thing if we get on the side here. There he is, Ryan Sandberg, Rhino. There he is. May he rest in peace. Great Chicago Cub here. And he'd be happy that they're in the playoffs here. Yeah, I'm walking around Wrigleyville. Thanks for tuning in. I'm missing all the comments here. There's Detroit. Detroit's winning 1-0 there. So tell Kevin Detroit's up 1-0 in the top of the fourth there. Hey, Derek, Mia, Taco. Derek, yeah. Michael, thanks for explaining all that stuff here. So here, let's head right over. Let's see if we can get up to the Brickhouse here. We'll see if we can get up to the second level. And then we'll walk around the rooftops. We'll go in the outfield there. Am I losing my connection? Is it cutting in and out? Here, let's see if we can get on the second level here.
I know.
Yeah, we got the thumbs up from the security there. So I'll probably cut out. I usually cut out on these stairs. So we've been here many times the past few years. Right, it's called the Brickhouse here. This is Gallagher Way here. So here's the outdoor area of the second floor here. It's reserved here. You can overlook this. There's Gallagher Way here. Look how you can look back to the skyline there. Look at that. There's John Hancock. It's looking down Clark Street, more or less. There's the Zachary. Hey, they're starting to cheer. They're starting to cheer there. There's the media. Oop. Sorry. Yeah, let's see what's going on here. So, do we recognize any of these media? Let's see here. Is that ESPN or MLB Network? They got the media there. There's Gallagher Way here. This is Wrigley Field here, home of the Cubs here, Padres. And the Cubs are going to play at 2:08 here. Yeah, all these people are waiting for this. These are people waiting to get in.
Seen Cliff Floyd earlier.
Cliff Floyd, really?
Yeah, he
was
walking towards just the stadium over by, actually towards this way. It was around 11 o'clock. He was walking in.
Okay.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, yo, what's up, Cliff?
That's awesome, yeah.
You look and he's walking in.
That's great. You interacted with them.
No,
Yeah, that's good. Thanks for the info. That's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to figure out who these guys are. You already saw, so that's great.
So I seen him about an hour, and I actually seen a Jesse Rogers report. Rob Manfred, CC Sabathia, and then I want to say it's Buck Showalter are going to be here today.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Yep.
Very nice. Yeah, well, maybe we'll see him later. We'll keep an eye out here.
For sure.
That's probably, I bet there's some ball signing or something going on in here. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
There was a big line before I came in here, and I wasn't really sure about it.
I hear people cheering. Is that from the crowd? Or it's there. It's the Detroit game. Okay.
I was about to go into the stadium here after this drink.
Well, hey, thanks for the info. Nice talking with you. Go Cubs.
So
Go Cubs.
definitely some people here.
That's
for
good.
Sure.
There we go.
Cubbies.
Go Cubs. Yeah. That's why I'm streaming it on YouTube. People are tuning in here. I just want to show the whole crowd. I'm going to go walk down Waveland. So, hey, have a good game.
Sure. Have a
That's
good
good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, very nice. Hey, see, he saw some major celebrities there. So, hey, let's go out there and see if we can run into anybody here. So here's the view from the Brickhouse here. We all got some good intel here. We'll see if we can get down here. It's getting crowded. Starting to play the 80s music. We better get out of here. Oh, this is like a remix. This is the dance remix. Nah. So here at Gallagher Way. See, we were just up there talking to that guy. Yeah. So here, let's head over to Waveland here. Hey, Team USA. So here's all the statues, and we'll go by the Cubs store here. Yeah, I wonder who they're. There we go. They got a DJ in there. And it looks like they're doing some ball signing or something there. I could just ask these people here. There's security to get into the stadium or the ballpark.
I never really walk on the.
There, we go by the side here. We go up. Tony, how you doing there, Derek? Yeah, Chicago loves you. Yeah, my leg's feeling a little better. Hopefully it'll continue. Thanks to Anita and everybody else for the concern there. Let's see, I can walk a little faster. I didn't realize it came over. Anita's so in tune. She could tell just by how I was talking and walking that something was wrong, and she was right. Appreciate it. So here's the City of Chicago Fire Department. Whoop.
That's where Rory would go.
Hey, there's the police dog there sniffing. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah. And Peanuts. Here's the Chicago Fire Department. Usually I try to make a point to come over here because you can walk inside. We'll show you the fire pole if they let us inside. If you have a dog, you can come over here. They got a dog bowl. They'll give the dog a treat. You can interact with some real Chicago firefighters here at this firehouse here, the City of Chicago Fire Department. 1915 here. They opened it up before games. And there you see there's the pole, but they got it sealed up. They don't use the pole. Here's engine 78. How you doing here? Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. You're the engineer. You drive it. Yeah. That's great. You're the driver. That's awesome. Number 78. See, the real Chicago firefighters right here. And thanks so much for letting us tour this. And they got all the historic stuff on the wall here. And we got reruns of this. There's the old ambulances. They got the hoses. Look at that. And there's the stairs you can go up. A real working Chicago Fire Department here, Waveland and Seminary. You could see this from inside the stadium. I've had video. There's the Wrigleyville rooftops. So those all have seatings on top of them. This is the fire station, and on Waveland here. And Cubs are playing the Padres 208. What time we got? 101. There, we'll check out the t-shirts here. You got the hats. Yeah, the Chicago Pope. Yeah, here's the left field entrance here. Waveland side here. We'll walk over to Murphy's bleachers. People aren't even going there. There's some people lined up, so they haven't let them in yet. We're getting ready to go up. And this is the left field bleachers in Wrigley Field, or outside of Wrigley Field. Yeah, thanks to the first responders. She's the engineer. She drives the fire engine. That's a real Chicago firefighter. Isn't that great? And there, beyond the ivy there. And she was proud. She was proud of her job, and that's what you want. Look at that. She does her job and does it well. She dreamed up of being a firefighter too when she was young. Here's Wrigleyville rooftops. Yeah, so here's Kenmore. Kenmore, sometimes home run or a batting practice ball will bounce out here. These guys collect the balls. You can get real MLB balls here. There's a whole resellers market here. Kenmore and Waveland. And of course they got the memorial here. Here it is. Marilyn Robbins. There's Marilyn Robbins. She was the mother of Danny Rockets. Danny Rocket there. There he is. Hey, how you doing there? I'm showing the memorial here.
Danny Rocket's mom?
That's Danny Rocket's mom, Marilyn Robbins.
Yeah.
How you doing?
We did this shrine for her about a year ago, and no one's touched it in all that time.
That's great. This has been up for a few years. I remember that people keep adding to it.
Yeah, so.
How you doing? I remember seeing you at the beginning of the season. You gave me an update on Ronnie Woo Woo. I saw he was finally able to make it back, but he, any more word on Ronnie Woo Woo? How's he doing?
He came to the game a couple weeks ago.
I saw that.
He's at the Pearl Nursing Home in Evanston. If anyone wants to visit him, he loves visitors.
The Pearl Nursing Home in Evanston.
He loves visitors. Yeah. He's on oxygen, but he can walk around and stuff.
Good.
Well, but he would love a visitor. And
I'll post this. Yeah.
Some video.
Oh yeah, I should go up there. That's a good idea. So say it again. It's in Evanston.
It's called the Pearl Nursing Home.
The Pearl Nursing Home. I got it on the recording here now. So yeah.
It's in Evanston. I think it's on Central Street. I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Central. Foster. I think it's on Foster.
Okay.
So
good. Well, I should go up there. Thanks for the update. Thanks for talking. And thanks for talking about Marilyn Robbins. I'm Brian Really Chicago. I'm on TikTok, but I'm moving to YouTube because I got 97,000 on TikTok.
They just brought all the people back on YouTube that they got rid of. Are you one of them?
I'm on YouTube. I'm on YouTube right now. I'm doing the Streamlabs.
Oh, yeah?
But did I run into you one time at the Ernest Hemingway house, or was that somebody else? I think, yeah, because there's all those. It was one of those open houses with the Dearborn. I think, yeah, and then I ran into you here, and I'm like, yeah, that was you. That's great. And do you do the drones, or there was some other guy that we talked with.
A lot of the ball hawking out
ball hawking, that's good. Yeah, I do. Explain the ball hawking. So when the batting practice balls, or hopefully a home run ball, is a whole resellers market here, right? Is that what it is, or
no? People just catch them.
People just catch
them.
them.
It's the only park of the 30 parks where the ball can go out on the street.
Yeah, and bounce down Kenmore.
San Francisco, you go out in Cove. If you have a kayak,
the only other two is San Francisco and maybe in Pittsburgh, but that's a long. Boston, yeah.
But you don't have a chance, but this one is reliable.
Yeah, this because right here you could just sit out here in the lawn chair.
Waveland and Kenmore. See this
yeah, Waveland and Kenmore.
They call it the corner.
The corner.
And Ballpark corner, they also call it. So.
Well, hey, nice running to you again. Enjoy the game. We'll see you later. That's great. Yeah. See, we ran into him before. I thought he was from the Ernest Hemingway house there, and that's we walked by that on Dearborn Street. And hey, see friends and neighbors. I feel more connected to our Chicago community here. And we'll post that about Ronnie Woo Woo. If you want to visit Ronnie Woo Woo, they said he loves visitors. And we know his friend there because she was here when Ryan Sandberg, and she could probably set something up there. You could say Ronnie Woo Woo would love people to visit him there in the nursing home there. Because I'm sure he would very much want to be here. And he's going to wait an hour. That's fine. I'm not going to stream the game. You can watch it on TV or radio. I'm just walking around. I'm doing exactly what I just did there. I'm doing to talk to people, find out information about Ronnie Woo Woo, and see the people and the vibe of the crowds here. See if we run into anybody else we know. Hey, Lambie T, how you doing there? Yeah, Michael Anderson. So we streaming okay? There's the red line. There's the red line. Here's Murphy's Bleachers. The comments might no longer be working here. So here's the Chicago Pope. The Pope. There, you got to have the dick and mustache there. Here's Murphy's Bleachers here. And here, yeah.
Bottle water.
Here's the Harry Carey statue here. Hey. Holy cow. Yeah, it's in front of the bleachers here. The outfield bleacher seats at Wrigley Field, Chicago, Illinois here. Cubs play the Padres at 2:08 here. So we got 1:06. Yeah, the game's going to start just over an hour. Let's walk through Murphy's Bleachers here and see if we see anybody we know here. There's a line to get in Murphy's Bleachers here. It's pretty packed. A lot of people that sit in the bleachers. You party here, wait till the game starts, and just walk across the streets. So this is still Waveland. Murphy's Bleachers here. We're streaming okay. Here we'll swing around. We get this nice view of the backside of the scoreboard. And here, let's walk out in the street here. There it is. So here's Murphy's Bleachers here, or the Sheffield and Waveland side of Wrigley Field there. There's the back of the scoreboard, bleachers entrance. Hey, Padres fold faster than a beach chair, 2:08, there you go. You see that? Padres fold faster than a beach chair, 2:08. Yeah, here's the line. This is the line to get into Murphy's Bleachers here. Hey, you're on a mission from the Pope. Hey, there's Bill Murray. So hey, Murphy's Bleachers here. This is the Sheffield side. Hey, I like that hat there, yeah. Hey, it's the Bleacher Preacher. That's the Bleacher Preacher there. There's security. So they tore down one of these buildings along the Sheffield side. We've been lamenting it all year. And let's check it out here. Yeah, I'm walking around Wrigley Field there. Thanks, Taco, for the good info there. So, see, this is the building where the bands, like we saw Bruce Springsteen and we saw Eddie Vedder come out of this when they played Wrigley. But then they tore down the building next to it here. And look at this big gap. This used to be where the Bear was in front of it. And it was the Lincoln, the LBC. So I guess they're going to build a 5-story building here. I don't find anybody that's happy about it except for Ricketts. I don't even know if he's happy about it. It's all part of the master plan. They're going to tear down all these buildings. Some people really think that. But here's the Sheffield side of Wrigley Field. We'll head over to Sports Corner here. And then we'll head back to the front there. But hey, we'll post that about Ronnie Woo Woo. And thanks everybody for tuning in. If you just tune in here, we're up at Wrigleyville. We're on Sheffield here. Padres play the Cubs the first game of the wild card playoffs here in the National League. We got a beautiful day. It feels like 80 degrees. And hey, there's the Bleacher Bum Band. Wow, you got beat up. There's the Bleacher Bum Band there. Hey, some Padres fan here. It feels pretty hot in the sun here. So here's the right field gate here. Sports corners over here. We'll see what it looks like by the train station here. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Chicago, Illinois. Here we're up by Wrigley Field, and people are about an hour before game time. I'm not going into the game. I'm just filming the pre-game vibe here. And we just got an update on Ronnie Woo Woo there. We'll post that. And here we'll head straight through here. So this is Addison. This is the Red Line stop. There it is, the Red Line on the CTA train there. We'll see what pulls out here. Hey, they got some Halloween stuff here, Sports Corner. There's the Red Line pulling out of the Addison stop. CTA train here. We're heading towards the loop. Hey, the dugout. Oh, the skeleton lost the arm. Someone stole the arm. There's people coming out of the Addison stop. Sounds of the city. Yeah. Oh, nice song. Oh, the ballpark banter. You missed that. Peanuts? Yeah, Sheffield and Addison here. Hey, you get your t-shirts here. We'll head back to Clark Street here, but this is Sheffield, the Sheffield side of Wrigley Field, Chicago, Illinois here. Got a beautiful upper 70s degree day here, selling waters, peanuts. Here's the sports book. Wow, you can bet on sports? Wow. You can bet on your phone, you can bet right there. You just can't bet if you're playing the game. That skeleton lost his arm pitching a fastball. Yeah, I can't read all the comments, but I saw that one. Thanks. Some of them are slipping through. I turned the comments off, but I can see if they make it to the bottom of the page there. Yeah, thanks for tuning in here. Welcome to Chicago here. We're walking westwards on Addison here, just walking around Wrigley Field at lunchtime here. Got a 2:08 game time there. There's the sports book. But we'll head back to Clark and Addison. We'll see the main marquee for Wrigley Field there. And then we'll walk back down Clark Street. Yeah, thanks everybody for your support for Ernesto there. And yeah, I asked him if it was okay for me to post what happened to him there. He found me yesterday and told me his story there. So I see a lot of people are finding that video, and thanks for spreading the word there. Because if it could happen to him, it could happen to any of us. But we all know it sounds like he was profiled. So it happens to some of us more than others, and that's the whole point. It shouldn't happen to any of us. And thanks for tuning in here. I think people know what I'm talking about. Ernie, Chicago Nuggies there, friend and fellow live streamer. Thanks to the whole Chicago live streamer community supported him. It's not just that he's a live streamer, he's a Chicago citizen. He's a fellow friends and neighbors, you know. And we got to be empathetic what people are forced to endure here. So here, we'll head around the front of the Wrigley Field here. We're over to Clark and Addison here. Got a store. And hey, they got the San Diego flag there. Yeah, there's some Padres fans here. We'll get the marquee. This is the main entrance behind home plate here. Clark and Addison, Wrigley Field, Chicago, Illinois. There it is, Padres versus Cubs. There it is. 2025 wild card game, 2:08 game time here. There it is. Wrigley Field, home of the Cubs. Here I can just walk out in the street here. I won't have to be so crowded here. Everybody's photobombing everybody's picture here. Yeah, we can just stand out in the middle of the street. Every once in a while they let a bus through, but yeah, so here Padres versus the Cubs. There it is. Wrigley Field. There's Clark Street. Yeah, they're probably about to let this bus across. There's the Cubby Bear. We were there earlier. There, Wrigley Field. Yeah, here comes the bus. We just made it. All the cameras got to get out of the way. So all the media's got to get out of the way. They put their tripods out there. See, every once in a while they let a bus through. See, they're opening the gate there. So let's see if we can get it without the traffic lights in the way there. There we go. That's the shot I want. There it is, Wrigley Field there, home of the Cubs. Padres versus the Cubs. Game 1, 2025, wild card game, 2:08 start time. Beautiful upper 70-degree day, September the 30th, 2025. Yeah, let's go down Clark Street. Let's see what it looks like here. So we got 117. Yeah, I better start heading back here. We could walk around again, but it'd probably be the same as what we already saw here. Now that they got Clark Street blocked off, it's easy for me to just walk down the street here.
Baseball game with you guys. Cheap on the outside, guys.
Yeah.
Take the item inside the baseball game with you guys.
It's cheaper on the outside. Gotta make that money. Here, let's go to Sluggers. So Clark Street, they usually close it down before the games. There, if we zoom all the way down, you see there's the CTA train going across Clark Street there. How you doing? I'm zooming into the train. How you doing? That's good. You didn't realize I was zooming. Let me get out over here so I'm not walking right into people there. I was walking right into him. That's why he was trying to let me know to get out of the way there. There we go. That's that nice long view of the street I wanted to get there. So here's Sluggers, dueling pianos. You go upstairs, they got the batting cages. Hey, we got some live music here, selling stuff. Water. Oh, here comes the bus. See, the buses still can go through. So heading down Clark Street before the Cubs versus Padres here. Thanks for tuning in there. We got the vibe of the crowd there. And I'm going to head back to get some work done and listen to the game on the radio here. So, you know, that's the one good thing about living in the city here is, you know, I just easily just literally walk down the street. And not even if I'm going, like, if there's a big win, like, to celebrate, I could just easily come back down here, you know. And but we might do that later in the week. I just wanted to get the pre-game excitement of the first game there. So here we'll head down Clark Street here. See people getting their drink on. Hey, look at that horse. Old Crow. Hey, we stolen saddle there. They're starting to set up for the Halloween. Yeah, this is a good place to watch the playoffs here because look, they got this big screen here. You can just hang out, sit on a saddle, get saddle stored. They got the bar right here. See, they got the Detroit game on back there. They got all the skeletons here. You can sit on the roof there. That's a good spot. We should try to get up there later this week. I just don't feel like going in there now. I got to get back to work. Got to go to work. What a bummer. But hey, there's people coming in, families and stuff. People heading into the game. Hey, we we saw that horse earlier. So we could head back a different way. Instead of just walking down Clark Street, I might walk over Broadway. Yeah, we can cut over here once we get to the next street here. Or we could head down Halstead even a little bit. Yeah, I might do that. I'll cut over to Halstead and then we'll head down. But hey, thanks for tuning in here. I know I'm staying on longer. This is extra innings here, even though the game hasn't started yet. You know, and if I would stick around there till the game starts, I want to go back and get some work done, so I can. If I don't stream right at 5 o'clock tonight, you know, I might even skip tonight's live stream. But I'll probably live stream something just so people don't. I'm trying to get back in a consistent schedule so people know when to look for me. That was why it gets confusing when I travel for work, because I can't maintain that. And the only reason I can maintain it here is because it's my commute schedule for going to work. When I'm commuting is when I'm streaming. It's a multitasking thing. Ernie. Yeah, I'm missing Ernie's comments there. I can't see. Let me turn the comments back on to see if I got another batch there. This is what happens with Streamlabs. Eventually the comments get there. I saw one rare gemstone there. I gotta look where I'm walking here. There's people coming towards me here. Yeah, let's try to get across the street here. Hey, we made it. Okay. Derek. Pete from Hazlet, Michigan. Ernie's tuning in there. I got to get out of the sun. I'm sweating in the sun. Streaming clear the rear, good. Hey, here's the Underground Lounge. We went here with Chris and Brandon one night. Underground Lounge, you go down in the basement there. Yeah, we got a rerun there. That was after St. Patrick's Day party day there on Saturday. Chris marched in the parade, and then he met Brandon and I. We came up to Wrigleyville. There comes the train. Does it seem quieter? Seems a little quieter. Seems quieter once it gets over there. But here, wait for the cars. Here, someone's trying to call me, dude. Let's cross the street. I want to cross the street because the shades on this side, I need to get out of the sun. I want to miss the sun in wintertime. There, I can see the comments better now. Okay, good. It's hard to read the comments when the sun's behind you. Blues Brothers. Yeah, so Wayne, I guess you were trying to look for me at the main sign there. Sorry I didn't see that comment on time, and I'm not seeing, and this is why I was using the YouTube app yesterday. The YouTube app is adequate now. It's much better than it used to be. And trust me, 2 years ago, I couldn't even stand to use the thing. The resolution was so bad on it. But the comments work better on the YouTube app, but Streamlabs, the resolution's better. But if I stream too long, it can't handle the comments, or something gets messed up, and they lag. And other people experience on their end too. So if you're experiencing that, that's what's happening. So I missed some comments there. But here, I'm just gonna head back, and I'm gonna try to get to my place before 2 p.m. for the game time. I'm gonna listen to this game. I'm going longer than usual. Yeah, I tell you what, since I'm streaming so long now, I'm not going to do a live stream tonight. I got Anita, I don't expect you to still be on. I know you got stuff to do. I'll send a message to everybody, and if people are looking for me tonight, they can just watch this, and then I can rest up my foot a little bit more, because it's still not back to 100%. And here's Chicago Water Management going down here. I think this is, what street are we on here? Hold on a second here. So we got 1:25 in the PM. We're in Lakeview, Chicago. Cubs game starts here. We were walking around Wrigley Field. Hold on a second here. Let's see where we at here. Newport. This is Newport Avenue. Wow, look at those beautiful flowers there. They got a little statues in the yard here. I like these people's stoops. Look at these nice porches.
Like how you get salt on the house.
That's awesome. Yeah, Newport Street here, Lakeview, Chicago. We get some nice apartment blocks. Got the Fern. Yeah, walking the dog. We could go by to see if the chickens are out, but I think they were working on that school, but maybe they're done. So let's go. Well, let's go by the Net and Horse School to see if they're the chickens are back. We can just head down Broadway. So we'll go south on Halstead till we hit what is that, Seminary, whatever the name of that road is, or street. Roads, we don't need roads. Look at those curved windows on the side there. They actually, the glass is curved. You got to get specially curved glass there for those windows. Huh. We got the lights coming through here. So if you just joined here, we're in Lakeview, Chicago. We left the Wrigleyville area. Game's going to start 2:08. I'm not going in the game. Obviously, I'm heading home to do some work. We're going to walk down Halstead. Hey, thank you. I'm moving to YouTube. Thanks for saying hello. Appreciate it. Thank you. That's awesome. That's great. Yeah. Thanks for saying hello. I should have asked her name there, but I appreciate there. She's in traffic there. See people tuning in here. And that's great. Yeah, we'll head down over to Halstead here. And keep on trucking here. Yeah, Halstead's got some really nice murals. And we were talking about it earlier, the historic and still living Boystown, Chicago. Yeah. Hey, look at this. Look at this nice oops. It's hard for me to read it there, but it says something for all here. There's some Cubs fans here, so we'll head down Halstead Street here, across from the Gerber Illusion of Grass here. Hey, they're starting to set up the Halloween stuff. So like I said, at the end of the month, end of October, I think on the actual day of Halloween, they have historically they've always had for a long time, for several years, they've had a Halloween parade here on North Halstead. We've gone to it the last 2 years and live streamed it in some fashion until I lose my connection. And we post reruns. They did a pretty good thriller. Not as good as New York's, but pretty good for Chicago. I think they did a great job. We documented. There's the Chicago Diner there on Halstead. Is this the Wake and Bakery? The Wake and Bakery. It's all over here. You get your Love Wins, whatever this fashion store is here. Here, Roscoe. There's Roscoe's. Roscoe and Halstead here. And they're redoing the rainbow crosswalks there. So it's a rare time where usually there's a rainbow crosswalk all through here. But they got it working on the street there. But here across the way, they got the Halloween. They're putting up the Halloween stuff. They put this up last year. Here's the sidetrack. There's Progress Bar. We just went by Roscoe's. DS Tequila. These are all the party spots here in North Halstead here in Boystown. Look, they're putting it up. This is in progress. They're putting up the Halloween decorations here at Sidetrack, Boystown, Chicago. So hey, over a month from now, we'll come back here to do the parade. The Halloween parade here. Here's the men's room. Sidetrack, look, they're putting up the skeleton's arm right there. Look at that. Halloween, September the 30th. So we got a month. We zoomed all the way out there. Hey, North Halstead. Hey, I should make sure I don't walk under this ladder. Here, Buckingham and Clark Street. Hey, look, here's the sway. Hey, they're painting that's what they're doing. They're painting the windowsills. They're very nice. Hey, how you doing? So here at Buckingham and Halstead, Lakeview favorites. Yeah. Hey, they got the steamrollers. So I think we'll go one more street here. Yeah, Aldean's the one we want. Aldine, we'll see if the chickens are out there at the Nettenhurst School. We got to somehow make it across the street out of the closet. Yeah, let's cross behind this bus. This car will turn here. We'll cross the street here. I hear a helicopter. There it is. So there's a helicopter probably flying over Wrigley Field, some pregame. If you're watching the Cubs game, there's a helicopter about to fly over. Are they doing the national anthem or something? Here's the out of the closet thrift stores. So I cross the street there to see their Halloween displays here in the window. It's out of the closet thrift shop. It's a great place to go get your Halloween costume here if you're in Boystown, Halstead, Lakeview, Chicago. Go to Sherwin-Williams, get your paint. Hey, yeah, the Cubs games. I don't even think, yeah, the helicopter seems early. Maybe it was just like surveillance. But here, Aldine here. That's an historic building. That used to be a warehouse for some wholesale manufacturer or distributor. And we researched that. This is Aldine and Halstead. We're gonna head across the street here. They're redoing the road here on Halstead. Here's the men's room. 3343 North Halstead, Chicago, Illinois. We'll head over Aldine. We'll head over to Broadway. We got 1:32 in the PM here. Yeah, I'm not gonna stream tonight. I'll send a message to everybody because I'm going too long here. I probably knew I would, and so we got enough content here. I want my live streaming to serve a purpose. Most of the time it's serving a purpose of getting me from home to work, or if I'm running an errand in a certain part of the city. I'm not just walking around to be walking around. It's most of what I do serves a purpose. And this, I want to see what the vibe of the game looked like before, if any of those places were filled for a postseason afternoon game. I'm sure if it was in the evening, they might have been fuller, but I guess there's reasons. And it's always nice to see, not always, usually nice to see a day game at Wrigley. Traditionally, that's how it used to be. They didn't start playing night games until 1988. But here we're on Aldine here in Lakeview. While I'm walking this way, we're heading over to Broadway. There's a school where they got chickens on the side of the school. And they moved them to a temporary location. They were working on the school this summer. I didn't realize it because I don't often come up this way. When we do, make a point to check out the chickens because you know how I like animals. The zoo, the ducks, the duck house, and the chickens.
Are you that Brian?
Yeah, Brian Really Chicago. How you doing? Yeah.
You're awesome.
What's your name?
I'm Danny.
Danny, thanks for saying hello. Yeah. I was just over at the Cubs game, and I'm not going in the game. I'm trying to figure out that helicopter is flying over there, but what a beautiful day. Thanks for saying hello. I'm switching to YouTube, right? Because
awesome.
TikTok, I just don't want to deal with it anymore. I've been trying to do something that everybody knows. Thanks for saying hello. Have a great day, Danny. That's good. Yeah. See ya. That's great. See, friends and neighbors. Isn't it nice just talking? I feel more connected to my Chicago community just walking down the street here talking to people. And for some reason, when I don't live stream, I just stay in the house, and I'm a big introvert, and I don't go anywhere to talk to anybody. I used to drink, which helped out a lot, but this is my way to be social, and so it works. Yeah, this place had a wonderful Halloween decorations last year, both of these places here. So we'll come back and see if they do another display this year. They're like, why is that guy filming our house? They're out there having a talk. Look at this hillbilly, which is me. This Rube. 661, 663. So here, we're still on Aldine here. I think we're getting closer to the school, but I'm not sure. It all looks different. But, hey, welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Lakeview. Hey, there's a little red bird. That's great when people stop and say hello. They hear my voice, and they're like, oh, there's that guy. $6.41 Aldine. Hey, look at they got the candy cane columns there too. So no guarantee. I don't know. I have no idea if the chickens are back out on this side or not. But yeah, here's the school here, the Nettlehorse School. Am I saying it right? I never can pronounce things right. And look, there's the Bear Champ. There's J.C. Rivera's good work there. The Bear Champ mural there. Why can't I zoom in? Can't I zoom in? They won't let me zoom in. So I don't want to just be like filming a school here. Maybe I got to do the comments here. Yeah, won't let me zoom in. There, lets me zoom in. So here's where the chickens are usually at. And I don't think they're out today. So I guess they still got them on. There's a chicken there. There's some little birds. But respect the coop. Chicken coop. Yeah, they must be on the other side. So you see their nice little habitat. Here's where the chickens are usually at, the Nettlehorse School here. Let's see if I get any more comments here. I do like the murals on the doors. They got these jazz-like murals here. Nettlehorse School with the chickens here. So here we'll head over to Broadway. And here, let me try to get the comments going here. You want your money back? Yeah. I want my money back. I want a refund. You feel cheated? I feel cheated. See, if you live in America long enough, or even if you don't live in America, you'll eventually feel cheated, somehow gypped by the system, taken advantage of, used, walked over, sold a bill of goods. Here, Broadway and Aldine. Here, look at this nice, beautiful building here in the sun. Yeah, we'll just walk down Broadway here, the Nettlehorse School. They got the nice artwork out here. Look at the pinwheels. Yeah, the pinwheels are going here. There's the chickens. See the chicken library here. Get the pinwheels here. Yeah. But I love those fire escapes there, the color scheme. Here's a great bookstore here, Unabridged Bookstore on Broadway here in Lakeview. And I guess they got the chickens on this side now. Whether they have them temporary. I'm not going to walk over there, especially there's a children's playground there, so I'm going to avoid filming that. Here's the Experience. Used to be Melrose. There used to be a diner there, of course, because the street's named Melrose. Now it's Experience. Pretty much the same, I guess. Just new ownership or new branding. There's this beautiful block here. We'll head down Broadway Street. We'll go to Belmont here, Lakeview, Chicago. What time we got? 1:39. Hey, I still got 20 minutes to get home before the game starts. I think we're going to make it. We're going to make it after all. My comments aren't working well, so I'm missing everybody's comments. So thanks for understanding here. Let's give you scenes of city life here. I'll try to narrate it here. There's a big health club up here. We're just north of Belmont here on Broadway to the Walgreens. We'll go by the Chicken Hut. Yeah, the Chicken Hut. I like the Chicken Hut. They give you rice with the bread. Fried chicken. So here's this health club I was talking about, Lakeview Athletic Club here. They got a nice climbing wall. But it feels much better in the shade. I was starting to wear out there in the sun. I was starting to wilt. Yeah, the Chicken Hut. There it is. Look at all those chickens. The chicken hut. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, the chicken hut. That's great. So I'm heading back into the sun, even though I don't want to here, but I just rather be moving here. There's the chicken hut. Broadway and Belmont here, Lakeview, Chicago. We'll go over this way. Oh, they got the left turns. Always waiting for the left turns. Yeah. Missing your chance there. Alright, let's go. So here's the Laugh Factory, Broadway and Belmont, right from Chicago. Up under the scaffolding here. Yeah, they got these benches along Broadway, which are nice. It's like this outdoor living room.
Wait a minute, Nash.
There's the Laugh Factory. Hey, the Three Stooges. Look at this new construction here. Martin, they named a building there. We were seeing this go up earlier this year. So yeah, it's on Broadway, south of Belmont, Lakeview, Chicago, new construction there. Oh. Hey, the dry hop. Yeah, it's gone, baby, gone. The Violent Femmes, who remembers them? It's gone, baby, gone. The love is gone. Hey, Bombay Reps. So we're on Broadway, heading down towards the Marianas here, Briar Place. Briar and Belmont. Or Briar and Broadway, excuse me. Too many bees. Hey, cheesy crispy chicken wings. Landscape crew out. Hey, there's Wild Bar and Restaurant there. Hey, look at the fish. They got the fish here. Nice sushi place here. Homie. There, you get nailed. Climb up that ladder, see where it goes. Dance on Broadway. Maison Marcel. Chalk Chalk. Stay at Chalk Chalk. Look at this facade. I like this facade here. Intelligentsia Coffee. Oh, Jagged Sidewalk. Hey, Maison Marcel there, the French thing, Mediterranean sandwich and bowls. Urban Puff and stuff, yeah. Medallion. So pretty quiet on a Tuesday. I'll head back and get to work here. Yeah, I'm not going to do a live stream tonight. I'll just, since I'm already home, we're streaming so much now, I'll tell people just to watch this if they missed it. You can see Lakeview here. We'll head back downtown tomorrow. I got a meeting downtown. And then we can head through the loop and the river walk and all that stuff. And then we'll see what's happening for Thursday if we want to head back to Wrigley Field. Depends on how these first two games go. Here, Barry and Broadview here. Broadway. What am I talking about? My brain's fried. Man, enjoy the game. Thanks for watching there. Thanks, Mia. Everybody else there. Here, Monsignor Murphy's. Hey, Flubba Dub Chub. Psychic Severed Head. Shalom Balam. There's Mariano's. Sometimes we go there and go to the grocery store. Flubba Dub Chub's there, yeah. Flubba-tastic Tuesdays. Hey, they're playing the Cubs Go. You're supposed to play it after the game, not before it. Hey, look at his grandfather clocks. Wow. Elliott Consignment Shop, Broadway. So what time we got? 1:45. Yeah, I'll just head straight down Clark Street. We'll take the shortest route because I just want to get home as soon as possible to listen to this game. Work through the afternoon there. Get some work done while listening to the Cubs-Padres game. Sounds like the plan there. Wellington and Broadway. Oops. That was my fault. There, look at that. They got some Halloween decorations there. Grave cookies. Fire bowls. Pineapple Land. Hey, they crocheted this tree. I saw they crochet a lot of stuff here. They got this trees crocheted. I saw them crochet parking meters and bike racks. They crocheted this tree. There's a whole street art community devoted to crocheting stuff on trees and streetscapes. Corzo, this is a great place here. And get a drink of water here. This is a great place here. Thank you so much, Corzo Chicago Cafe, Corzo. Come to this place and check it out here, right here on Broadway. Pokey Goo, it's right next to Pokey Goo. Got me a cool drink of water there. I really appreciate that. Refreshing. So here we'll just head down Broadway until we're just with Clark there. We're at Oakdale. And we'll get home before this Cubs game starts. House of Smokes. Black Caspian Wine and Bistro, yeah. Yeah, this cleaner's has been here for a long time. As long as I can remember. Exchange brand name clothing for less here, Broadway. $8. $8, there you go. Great frame ups. Yummy, yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I got Asian cuisine in my tummy. That's the name of the store. Here, Cubaneo. Closed on Tuesdays, I guess. Surf in Broadway. See the Surf Pine Grove Historic District. We go down there often. We'll go over to Pine Grove there, the Brewster, where Charlie Chaplin slept on the couch. Next to the Chucky doll. There, we're at Surf Street. That's the truth. Surf in Broadway, Chicago, Lakeview neighborhood. We're almost out of Lakeview. We're walking back into Lincoln Park. Heading back to my place, do some work. I'll work all the time. Makes Brian a dull boy. So there used to be, at one time, there was a Sprint store, a Walmart store. There was a TJ Maxx and a Bed Bath & Beyond. And there was a exercise place with like a pet store. And all that's gone. All that commercial is gone. Tens and thousands of square feet of real estate waiting to be yours. All that's left is the fitness club. We got some restaurants here. Comfort's African Cuisine here. This is on Broadway. The Duke of Perth used to be over here, but they moved. No, the Duke of Perth used to be on Halstead. It moved to Broadway. Duke of Perth is now here. So And I think this used to be Rinaldi's, whatever. This is now the Duke of Perth, which is a Scotch bar. If you like Scotch, go to Duke of Perth here. We're heading down to Clark Street. Let me see if the comments are working here now. Nope, same ones. Hey, thanks for staying on, even though I can't read the comments here. If you rewind there, we went up to Wrigley Field there, walked around. Sushi box. So, hey, they're working on the street here. This is the five-way intersection of, hey, the dog's scratching his back. So this is Clark Street, Broadway. We're crossing Diversey. The lake's that way. It's the south. There's where TJ Maxx moved. He used to be that development I was just talking about. This is Clark Street. What time we got? 1:52. Let's see how far I can make it in 8 minutes. It's gonna be cutting it close. Well, we got 2:08. The game doesn't start till 2:08, so I think I'll make it before then. Hey, there's this sparkly skeleton. I want to buy that sparkly skeleton. So Clark Street, Lincoln Park, Deep Cuisine, European Wax Center, across the way. This used to be the Big Apple. It was like a diner, like a 24/7 diner, like the Golden Cup. But now, look at it now. It's just the Banana Republic, an Amazon store. Doma Style Furniture. This was like a pop-up shop for some Korean boy band, but look at it now. It's nothing. Yeah. Nothing lasts. Everything only lasts like a month. There's the Crossroads. Happy Lamb Hot Pot. There's a Happy Lamb Hot Pot here. Yeah. There, $23.99, $39, $30, $31. Leon Hotel, men's residence. You got to film that sign. I'm glad they kept that sign. See, there was the Coven Hotel, and then there was this place. There goes the neighborhood. Look, 3 men in a truck. Drummond and Clark Street. Yeah, we saw that this morning. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to sign off here. I really appreciate everybody. Thanks to my mods and everybody. We got 154. I think we streamed enough here. So what were we pushing here? We going on almost 2 hours here. So hey, I like that bike. So I'm not going to stream tonight. I'm going to take it easy, rest up my leg. We'll go back downtown tomorrow. I'll try to stream 3 times a day tomorrow. I'll send a message to everybody there. But hey, thanks everybody here. And we'll see what happens with the Cubs there. They play the Padres. The 2:08 game's going to start here in just a little bit. So have a great day there from Chicago. Appreciate everybody. Winning at the Wiener Circle here. And there. Hey, I like that. There's Poochie. What's it say here on this marquee here? How you doing there, Edward? It's called a gimbal. This is so, you know, I'm like on YouTube. How can I
get one of those?
You go to Best Buy. It costs
Best Buy?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, I like that. That's good. Very nice. Yeah, he's checking out my gimbal there. Here's Poochie. Poochie Pang is back on NPC. Oh, that must be. Ha! So hey, there you can look for that. There's the Wiener Circle. So have a good night. Have a good day there from Chicago. We'll watch this game. We'll see what happens. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks to my mods. And we're not streaming tonight. I'll send a message to everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day here. See, wherever I go, there's always somebody like getting in the car right next to where I'm standing, and they think I'm filming their car. It's so funny. So here, have a good night. Have a good evening. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Taco. Thanks, McCrae, everybody. Anita. And we'll see you all later. Whoever else. Shauna, Mary Therese, Anita, Chris, we appreciate everybody. We'll talk to y'all later here from Chicago. Thanks a lot. Go Cowboys.